Nari McDiarmid with you here at Mining News Select in Sydney, and it's great to be speaking with Angie Beifus, Lead Mining and Metals Analyst with EY. And Angie, you're fresh off the stage from a panel looking at the global commodities outlook. What's your take on the copper sector at the moment?
Thanks. It's great to be here talking to you. I think in copper, there is obviously enough copper in the ground. It's really a supply issue. How do we get that copper out? A lot of talk about incentive prices. So, I think there's kind of a $15,000 per tonne price being kind of thrown around at the moment in terms of that incentive price. But it's not really all about prices anymore. There's so much else, so much other complexity in that in terms of, permits, water, lower ore grades, just the operational complexity of mines as well in terms of bringing on that new supply. And then also, I guess there's also the whole geopolitical piece that plays into that as well, in terms of, I guess, on the permitting side as well. But then also, and I think I talked about this a little bit before, the policy volatility that exists in terms of when we have a change in government, does the policy change and how does that affect the demand outlook? So there's a lot that needs to be considered. And then I guess also in terms of bringing on new projects, there's execution risk, which brings in the factor of workforce. There are probably only a small number of, those really A teams that can bring on big new copper mines. And we're already facing a workforce shortage in the sector as well. So a lot of things to consider when actually thinking about, what is it that we need to bring on new copper supply?
It's a lot of factors at play. What about in the battery minerals space?
So I guess it's a little bit different just in the fact that we did see a huge oversupply in that market probably a couple of years ago. And so there is this focus on coming back to, consolidation, some of the valuation, rethinking valuations of some of those companies. But that sector does need to scale. We really do need to scale that sector to be able to provide for that demand that is being forecast from EVs, energy storage, and so on. So I think we will see some of these things, like in terms of we will see some consolidation. As I said, some of the smaller pieces will fit together, and then also I think there will be more collaboration. So probably not as many offtake agreements as before, but I think that is what companies are looking for, to be able to provide that certainty to new projects. But also just in terms of JVs, collaboration, I think we've also seen kind of this district strategy where adjacent mines are collaborating. So quite exciting, but as I said, it does need to scale.
Well, thank you, Angie, for taking the time to speak.
Thank you.